Morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing? Great.
Devon said after the game, he asked what the difference in that game as opposed to maybe a couple weeks beforehand. He said we just cut out all the games. What does that mean to you?
Not sure, but I would say for me, it's really we executed. So we talked about last week being a fundamental sound and being consistent, football. And so that's really what we talked about. And we also talked about really not about words, really about action. And so that's kind of how I look at it. It's about like not what you say, it's about what you do and how you do it, how well you perform, and then showing the action on the field.
Anthony Jennings, are you seeing just another maybe level from him this season or of late?
Yeah, I'm seeing a player that's tough, smart, dependable, a player that shows up every week for us, taking a new role last week as far as helping us out on third down. I'm seeing a player who's growing in a leadership role for us, which he's a guy that, leads by example and not really by words or, being a vocal leader, but by his play style and his physical toughness. And so I'm encouraging that, and I'm pushing that forward for him to be one of our, leaders on defense.
What do you see from him in that third down, when he's rushing? I mean, normally, like set the edge, right? Like I'm not really down.
Yeah, so what we ask them to do is try to obviously contain the quarterback and affect the quarterback. All right, and that's what we try to do and play within the framework of the defense. And that's what he did. He went in there, played within the framework of the defense. He had some good rush games, and then and he was able to work those with the other four rushers. And that's what we try to do. And so he's doing his job. Nothing more, nothing less. He's playing within the framework, working the defense, and those guys did a good job rushing as a unit.
What have you seen from O'Shawn Mathis, and could he take on a bigger role on defense with Joshua gone?
Yeah, as far as O'Shawn, it really starts in practice, and so that's kind of how he earned the right to be on special teams, and then also his elevation, over the past couple of days or past couple of weeks, and then obviously, going to the roster. So it really started in practice. Shows good size and length. He can set the edge. He has some rush ability. And then for us, he steady improves each week in some area. And that's what we try to ask those guys to do, improve in some areas every single week. And that's going to help our football team. And then he does a really good job. You look at his notes, he studied his game, might not get, as many reps as the other players. But I know he's preparing if his number is called.
Marcus, Jelani said yesterday that he was asked about the team's identity, and he said, we know what it is, but we haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. How hard is it to get it? What's the challenge mentally and physically of getting to that and repeating what you were able to do last week into this week, into Nashville?
Yeah. For us, I challenge our guys really on doing everything faster this week. Our communication in the classroom, our communication on the field, running from drill to drill, doing it, running on the field, running the finished plays, like everything faster at a higher level. And I think you must try to improve every week or in every day. And so as long as we try to improve on something every day and every week, and then we maintain consistent play, and that's what we need to do. It can't be had a good practice on Wednesday, but not a good Thursday, had a good one Friday. So consistent practice, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then also consistent play, on early downs and third down. So that's really was my challenge for those guys. And then I think it'll all take care of itself, just like everything, the scoreboard will take care of itself. That's kind of how I look at it.
Marcus, I know you have a lot of confidence, obviously, in your secondary, but I'm curious, what led to the decision last week to play as much man-to-man as you did without a ton of blitzing in front of it?
Yeah, I thought those guys did a great job of creating pressure with the four-man rush. So we were able to create pressure with four-man rush and be able to play coverage and marriage them up together. You don't necessarily need to, blitz all the time or send different pressures. So that's credit to both the back end being able to, win their one-on-one matchups, and then the front able to, affect the quarterback with just a four-man rush.
What have you seen from the caliber thing on film? And I guess is that John's going to be up against him. What do you think of that matchup?
Obviously, he's a go-to guy. When you turn on the tape from last week It's about getting Calvin Ridley the ball, and he's a guy that definitely, that the offense between him and the two running backs, those are the players that make this offense go. So, he has the ability to run every route. He's fast. He's quick. He can get separation. He blocks in the running game. So, I would say he's a complete receiver where you can line him up anywhere on the field, and he can, separate and get the ball when it's in the air. So, definitely a go-to guy, and that offense runs through him.
DeMarcus, what have you seen from Del Pettis in the games, including last Sunday when he's had to play a bigger role?
Yeah. Just the ability to stay ready. He's staying ready. So, you never know when his number is going to call, whether it's on early down standpoint or a third down standpoint. He knows his job, knows what to do. And it really, again, that's another guy that came in as an undrafted free agent. And he took a good amount of snaps, this spring and this training camp too. So you think about it with Marte being out there in training camp, that allowed him to take a good amount of snaps and get those reps up under his belt, which is paying off right now for us in the season. So I'm proud of the way he prepares every week, he's and studies the opponent. So proud of his success. Hopefully he continue to doing that in the right direction.
With the run defense, the second half against the Jets, does that feel like a good building block for you guys? And does it feel like guys, after some injuries, are maybe settling into some roles after 2 games?
Yeah, again, I just think we just need to continue to harp on the fundamentals every single week because it's going to be a new form of, game plan run or something, the way they attacked us. And I think we just need to do a good job of in-game of what the go-to run is too. So for us, it's, again, the fundamentals, the block disruption, which we work on that yesterday with our circuits and stuff like that, and just defeating blocks and getting off blocks for us. Yeah, definitely taking a step in the right direction, not exactly where we want to be, but a step in the right direction.
Marcus, I know this was 5 years ago, and there's some kind of overlap almost every game, but Alex was on the same staff as Brian Callahan years ago in Cincinnati. Has he been able to offer any kind of insight with his experience or anything to that effect this week as you prepare for his offense?
I think, just you look around the NFL, it's a good amount of connections throughout the league on, whether it's the Browns, whether it's Cincinnati, and those different trees and family. And we always think about that as far as who's the head coach, who's the coordinator, all right, who's passing game coordinator, who's in charge of the run game. So, and try to make those ties and what they're similar to. So every week we kind of go through that, the philosophy and the trees of the coaching staff and what's the identity of the offense.
Helped at all, having worked under Brian Callahan for so long in Cleveland?
Well, I would just say there are similarities as far as our style and play anyway, offensively. So there's some similarities there.
Trade deadline's coming up. Jonathan Jones, whose name is sort of been floating in different rumors. I just want to ask you, what does he bring, not only on the field but off the field to you guys in terms of leadership, helping his value to the Patriots?
First and foremost, I'll just say, I have nothing to do with trade talks or anything like that, all I worry about the players that we have in our building right now. And I do know John Jones is a valuable piece of our defense, who is a core foundation of, one of our players who, we don't have many players who've been to the Super Bowl left on our team. So he's one of those players that's, again, another player that you might not see a loud vocal leader, but that's a guy that shows up every day with toughness, that deals with different things week to week, and he's a good veteran player for our DBs and our football team for us. So love John Jones, what he brings to our team, what he's going to bring to our team for the future, and just what he's going to do for us on Sunday too.
Any more questions?
Great talk to the assistants here. What's this group been like? What works for you?
Yeah, I would say our assistant coaches, man, they do a really good job for us week to week game planning and also just preparing our players. And just the same way we ask the players to do, we ask the players to have a faster pace. I talked to them also about, we gave the analogy of the book like the coffee bean and being the coffee bean. And really the coffee bean is changing the environment. If some of you guys read that book, it's really about just going in there and, with your attitude, your effort, and who you are on a day-to-day basis, changing the environment and not wavering with their environment. And I talk to those guys about being that, because you think about a bowl of water and you put a carrot in there, it softens and weakens. You put an egg in there, it hardens and then but get fragile on the inside. But you put a coffee bean in there and it changes the whole environment. And that's what we need to do. And that's what I say our coaches need to do that, which they're doing a good job of that. And then our players do the same thing within our team. So that was really part of the message for us this week. And as we continue to go and grow as a coaching staff and as a unit as a players.
Marcus, I wanted to ask about Martin. This is the second time this season he's won the green dot in the game. How have you seen his leadership just evolve? Obviously, he's only in his second year, too. What have you seen from him in terms of leadership?
Yeah, Marte, first of all, I've said this in the past, is smart player. He's a smart player and know what we want within the defense that handles the communication and the checks for us. And so that's why he has the ability to do those things for us, and we trust him to do that. He does a good job on the practice field communicating, and even when he wasn't out there practicing, he was on the sideline doing his mental reps and doing his communication and asking the right questions as if he was playing in the game or about to practice for whatever install we're about to do. So, I commend him for doing that. He comes in on his off days, trying to get better on those on different things he need to work on. And for me, I give him credit to that, and we trust him. Trust him for having a green dot. Thank you.
Let's go.